What is up, it's your boy A here, also known as Toon, and today in ARcast we're gonna talk about some NFL training camp injuries with Justin Fields and Will Levis, Christian Wilkins getting released by the Raiders, and Shamar Stewart is agreeing to that thingy with the Cincinnati Bengals, as well as Sunday's game between the YouTube Melonheads and the Portland Pickles. Those are the topics for today on ARcast, ARC with your host, A Toon And yes, we just arrived. I just started the stream like 4 minutes earlier. I don't care. Oh, come on. Yeah, I just did it anyway, so you might as well just, do something real quick. It's just like, So yeah, let's get into the news, shall we? Before we. Okay, so let's get into the news, shall we? Actually. So yesterday, we got an injury with Justin Fields exit practice on Thursday morning, which is yesterday morning, with suffering a dislocated toe at his right foot that the New York Jets announced. I mean, he is considered to be day-to-day, so avoiding any serious injury that would miss some significant time per team. But yeah, he got carted off practice earlier yesterday. Following a play which he rolled right through a pass that's incomplete to Jeremy Ruckards. But I believe this injury that Justin Fields currently has, it's not too severe, but yeah, the Jets did sign him a 2-year deal with $140 million contract. I mean, as Tyrod Taylor remains the veteran backup, but the most important thing that the New York Jets is the fact that this is just gonna be something. Another key factor that he's trying to avoid, like major injuries that he loans last year from Pittsburgh, and also, however, some pocket mark with his first 3 seasons with the Chicago Bears, including groin, ribs, shoulder, and thumb injury. But all in all, with this injury, I would definitely say he's day-to-day. He could practice again, but like, don't worry, he'll be starting week 1 as the NFL season's actually gonna do something. Yeah, so that's probably it with my thing with Justin Fields' injury. Right before we're gonna go on to the Will Levis injury, which is the next guy up. Then we're gonna talk some other stuff that's going on with the training camp, including Christian Wilkins and Shamar Stewart. Yeah, just bear with me, people. I know there's some other stuff. I'm just gonna look up the Will Levis. Okay, I'm actually gonna look it up right now. Hold up, give me a second, people. I'm just trying to find the correct article. Thingy, I do think, but I'm. Okay, so now we're gonna go with the Will Levis thingy, and I had to deal with this stupid ad. I had to pause the video too. Come on. There we go. So on to Will Levis. So Will Levis is going to undergo surgery with his throwing shoulder. Will miss the entire 2025 season. Supposed to be, trying to be like the mentor to Cam Ward, who's technically the rookie right now. So Will Levis is undergoing with a surgery with his thrown shoulder and missed the entire 2025 season. And the decision will end Levis's season begins with the surgery on July 29. As Ian Rappaport just reported that out, a procedure to ensure his long-term health. And he's been dealing with injuries since last year. And while he participated in practice, the pain has still completely subsidized. So, what does this mean with this injury? So it's going to be a quarterback competition in Nashville, but like, this is supposed to have Will Levis to teach Cam Ward something right before you even throw it in the fire. But instead of that, Cam Ward is now going to become the starter with no help from Will Levis because Will Levis is injured, and as Brian Callahan is avoiding naming Cam Ward the starter. So we're going to see that in training camp. So the only other options that the Titans have with their veteran QB is Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle. Which, Tim Boyle sucked, and he was a DEI hire from each of these NFL teams. A DEI quarterback, which technically he didn't earn a spot. And Brandon Allen, I don't know about this one. The tank commander, maybe. So the injury itself for Will Levis could view as a backup candidate for a club for if they wanted to trade him, but like the injury itself has been knocked on since the 2000 like that, where he started 21 games in his first 2 years, but he has both a massive arm and shoulder athleticism, but never played the ability to station pass, or also struggle with navigating pressure and too many throws to be considered a starter. So yeah, overall is just the fact that health concern might be the thing. If he can actually stay healthy for a long enough for his years to be sidelined. But like, we'll see about that in the next offseason if a team wants to trade with Tennessee for something. For Will Levis. So overall, that is basically, that's the end of my segment for Will Levis. I would definitely go to another segment, which is going to be Christian Wilkins next. I think up next is going to be Christian Wilkins, and I forgot to put this stream on my Instagram. Hold on, let me put this. Hold up, I forgot to put this, in this story. Hold up, let me put this in my story real quick. Now we can talk about Christian Wilkins. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about Christian Wilkins. Is the fact that the Raiders have released Christian Wilkins the day before it was a dispute regarding his recovery with a broken foot. So overall, here's the thing, because Christian Wilkins, He played with the Las Vegas Raiders for like 5 games last year, even though he was the key piece to that pass rush for the defensive line last year. He was their free agent last year, but fortunately he got injured in week 5. That will miss out his recovery time for the rest of last year. That basically sucked. But before that, I'm actually gonna check the voting system real quick. Looks like only one person voted for the Portland Pickles. Okay, so back on the Christian Wilkins one before I interrupt with the voting system. Look quick. But here it is. So
Otani got a single and then scored a
okay,
run.
so
I think
I'm actually reading this. So Christian Wilkins, he got released by the Raiders because of dispute regarding his recovery from a broken foot from last year. So last off season, the Raiders had signed Christian Wilkins for 4 years, $110 million, $82.75 million guaranteed, and and they just released him yesterday. So it's because he was trying to recover. So Wilkins only played for like 5 games with the Raiders last year because he got injured in week 5, a setback for his recovery that took him out of practice off season. So landing him physical, unable to perform, or should have been a pup list before training camp on Wednesday. And regardless of the release, is voided that the remaining of $35.25 million of Wilkins' deal. That also has filed a grievance to the NFL Players Association as well. The other thing that should add up with this, with this whole Wilkins situation after he got released by the Raiders, is the fact that Pete Carroll, says about this, is that this place is about competition. It's always had been, and it's wide open. I'm not going to talk about any names right now. If you watch the rotation, we're giving everyone a chance. We're mixing the starters with the backups all the way throughout the gathering a bunch of information. So technically what we're talking about is the fact that, while Wilkins is off the roster, other players like Adam Butler or John Lalu ran the first team tackle this week in practice, which even though Butler had like 16 games last year, and finishing off 65 tackles, 8 for loss and 5 sacks, and Latu, who started 7 games as a rookie, making 35 tackles with 3 loss and a sack. both played in 17 games compared to Wilkins, who only played like 5 games. Overall, it doesn't seem to be worse, but it's a strongly worded stingy, even though he's trying to have a clear path to return to play from his own injuries. So that means that whatchamacallit, he had some setbacks to, you know, for any future dates to recover. Okay, so wait, how long we been streaming for? I forgot how long we've been streaming. Oh, we've been streaming for 19 minutes. Jesus fuck. Well, actually 15 minutes. Jesus fuck, that was. Okay, so we're definitely gonna be dealing with the next one I could think of is Shamar Stewart. So I'm actually gonna pause that for a second. Oh god, my mouse keeps doing that. So before we're gonna go there, we're gonna go talk about Shamar Stewart, which is gonna be the last piece for this NFL shit. And we're gonna talk about the UNC going to the SEC, as well as Memphis trying to buy out to the Big 12. Then we're gonna deal with the Portland Pickles. It's just like those are the remaining topics. I don't know. I don't know, something about, I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot to put that on the Snapchat too. But don't worry, I'll get to these topics as soon as possible. Gotta deal with social media first. Okay, so right before that, I will have to deal with, you know, something real quick. Okay, let's go to Shamar Stewart. As well as I'm trying to get. Okay, so I'm actually trying to get this, you know, get the Snapchat ready. Okay, so I'm actually trying to put this. Okay, I forgot to put this. Come on, hurry up, load. There we go, we finally got it in, people. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Shamar Stewart. He's agreed to term the fully guaranteed a 4-year rookie contract. It's been a long time, all summer long, with the Bengals' 17th overall pick from this year's draft. So here it is. So Shamar Stewart has finally agreed to terms of a defensive end's fully guaranteed 4-year rookie deal contract. as now it's just the end of the standoff with the 17th overall pick, missing the first week of training camp with a disagreement over a guaranteed language in the deal. So since he actually agreed to move up $500K for Stewart's signing bonuses now paid rather than in December. And also shows up as something as few free agency additions are made from last year. So the contract dispute in their hands when Stewart did not practice during the mandatory mini camp. And there are some disagreement that kept Stewart off the field entirely at the OTAs and minicamp and preventing him from reporting the training camp with his fellow rookies on July 19, with 3 unsigned players that cannot join camp. So but now he's freely to join with his teammates on the field, sign a rookie deal in his hands that he will miss like the first 3 practices with his team, but attempt to jump right and catch up with the preseason that's going to be on August 7 against the Eagles. My thing is that he actually finally signed something, that since he finally did something. But at the same time, there's this thing with Trey Hendrickson that right now he is in Florida with that sunset pick that he actually have. He's still in a major holdout for Trey Hendrickson until he's going to get paid with the extension. Or he's going to get traded, but neither side are appealing to budge in with the season drawing even closer. I think that Trey Hendrickson might going to get paid right before week 1, probably at the end of August, as Shamar Stewart is finally going to be catching up on practice right before the preseason. But all things again, Cincinnati is actually trying to head towards the right direction, even though Mike Brown is a massive cheap ass motherfucker, but he can actually just get the team to be all along so they can just do something instead of contracting issues, obviously, but that. Just get the players just let them get paid. Stop being cheap. Just get them to get paid. So now I'm actually gonna be pivoting towards college sports, as including college football. I want to start out with the most egregious one. I am typing it right now. Gotta find the stupid contract. Okay, so here's the funny one that I'm about to be talking about. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here's the funny one that I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna talk about how Memphis is about to join the Big 12, but they got for $200 million, but the Big 12 itself just declined it. So now I'm actually gonna be looking at this, and it's gonna be funny. So the Big 12 has rejected a proposal to add a new school to the conference, which is Memphis, that try to pay $200 million to jump from the American Conference into the Power 4 Conference, meaning that the Big 12. But however, they just rejected the request to join the conference. The University of Memphis is aware that in recent conversation regarding our potential, including the Big 12, the university also stated, while those discussions are not ultimately moved to in our favors, our university and Memphis athletes are stronger than ever, and we look forward to continue to strengthen our position nationally. Okay, so the athletic director from the University of Memphis, Ed Scott, has stated his goal for the program is to join a major conference since he took over in June 2024, and he would like to earn $250,000 bonuses if Memphis join either the Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, or ACC. And the Big 12, of course, recently added Colorado, Arizona, Utah, and Arizona State from last year, and join with the members from 2023 and 22, which is UCF, Cincinnati, and Houston. All later, but UCF, Cincinnati, and Houston, who used to be part of the American Conference. My thing is, here's my thing about this. Here's my thing about this stupid ass proposal that Memphis did. We all know that the Memphis athletic director Ed Scott wants to earn $255 million to join a P4 conference. I mean, Memphis did look at the Big 12 last year on adding Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah. But there's a major issue with that. Those 4 schools that were added last year in the Big 12 used to be in the former Pac-12. I mean, and Memphis is not a Pac-12 school. It's an American school, an American Conference school, not a Pac-12 school. And what Memphis wanted to do is to have a $200 million jump from the American Conference to the Big 12. Big 12 declined it because they're probably just going to go straight to another school they can actually add it. Maybe leftovers from the ACC, which is going to be imploding. My biggest guess with Memphis, they might going to join the ACC because, you know, that conference is just going to implode somehow in the near future. That's just my thing with that. But speaking of the ACC, God damn it, my mouse is just acting up today. It's been acting up yesterday and I had to slap it. Speaking of the ACC, the University of North Carolina is now going to be aiming to the SEC, as North Carolina is expected to move from the ACC to the SEC with another major conference expansion and moving college football and news report. So, basically, can I pause that for a second? So North Carolina is about to aim towards the SEC and eventually to allow school to leave the ACC at some point in the future. As you know, as they saw what Florida State and Clemson is about to be doing. You know, with the lawsuit that finally just resolved to be on the Clemson and Florida State side instead of the ACC side. Yep. And yeah, the exit fees that the ACC dropped from $93 million to $75 million from 2029 to 2030 in the season. But yeah, Florida State and Clemson suing the ACC efforts to challenge enormous exit fees to the conference that charged the members who wanted to leave before 2036. The league current grants the rights to agreement expires. That rule is preventing any schools from leaving the ACC until that date, as any departing members would sacrifice any media money that would be earned to their new conference. As the lawsuit was settled in early June, drawing new terms that distribute members in a short-term win for the ACC remains intact in the next few years. But here's my thing. My thing is with UNC going to the SEC. Me personally, I would try to just say that UNC should have joined the Big Ten. Gotta make way more sense. But some people wanted to pick the SEC because of more regional wise, but instead of just traveling to go against Oregon and Washington. The other thing is that North Carolina just looked at Florida State and Clemson about their lawsuits against the ACC. And now the third thing is they're gonna pay like a $75 million exit fee by 2030. So as the prices keep dropping from $93 million in 2029. But like again, the lawsuit with Florida State and Clemson, that has been resolved, and that's gonna charge members who wanted to leave before 2036 the current grant to expire with the media deals with the ACC. Overall, ACC is just gonna implode itself. Like we're gonna see schools like NC State's going to the SEC, Virginia Tech, either SEC or Big 12. Big 12 might grab some leftovers from the ACC. Miami might go to the Big 12 as well, and some other stuff that's going to be going on with the ACC been imploding. So the only expansion that they're going to get is Memphis and Tulane, as well as UConn. That's what they even trying to do. But another thing is with the party members but another thing is with the departing members that would sacrifice the media deals, that the money that they made will be earned in their new conference as well. Because that lawsuit would trying to draw some new terms to the league that trying to deal with short terms win for the ACC, but I feel like you're gonna do that with Memphis in them, because the Magnificent Seven, which is North Carolina, NC State, Florida State, Miami, Virginia Tech, and possibly Louisville. And Clemson actually. Those 7 schools are about to leave. And I feel like Louisville is going to be there too, so yeah. They're all going to be leaving soon, and they wanted to do it around 2030. Okay, so right before we're gonna go to our last topic is just the fact that what's-my-called, we're gonna go straight to the Portland Pickles. So our last topic for tonight is the fact that the YouTube Melonheads will be facing the Portland Pickles over there in Portland, Oregon. And technically it's going to be on my birthday, 6 p.m. Pacific, which is 9 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, it's just going to be a bunch of YouTubers going against a minor league squad. So hear me out. I will get my predictions about the beach coming soon. Okay, so I'm just gonna be doing something real quick. It's gonna be real quick, by the way, people. So my prediction with this whole game between the YouTube Melonheads and the Portland Pickles is the fact that I'm gonna say my own prediction right here. I want to see a home run from either 5 Points Vids, RBT, or Chisel Adonis. Let one of those three hit a home run, at least try to get a home run during this game. I would make some reactions about that too, if I'm gonna be streaming. Well, technically I would. But yes, I do think that the Portland Pickles is gonna win it, obviously. But like, I've seen their games. It's just like, they still need to have some improvements to deal with the Melonheads. But they're getting something. They just need more training to try to overcome to score something. At least I want to see that. But overall, it's gonna be the Portland Pickles that are gonna be win. But I'm trying to think and make it close. I'll definitely say like 7-5 Portland Pickles. That's my prediction right there. And I know people are gonna have something, could be like a massive blowout, but it's not gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be close. It's just like people are just gonna be, I don't know. You're just that. But I feel like this is gonna be the end. I don't know. I have nothing else to talk about, so. I mean, if I don't have anything else to talk about, I might as well just gonna end the stream right here, and I see you guys later. Bye.